Hey, pear man, have a pear.
Oh, it's mouldy. That's a different pear. Sweet people, how's it going? This week, I want to talk about drugs. Now, drugs are everywhere, all over the TV, the news, the internet, social media. People around you might be doing them. You might even be on them right now. So I thought it'd be good to chat with a good friend of mine, Rhys, who's journeyed through a lot of this stuff in his teenage years, just to talk to him about kind of his story and his experience with drugs. So this is going to be a two-part video. Part 2 will release next week, so enjoy part 1, just chatting with Rhys. Let's do this. Rhys, you've done your fair share of drugs in your time.
Yeah, I suppose everybody takes some kind of drug, like most days really, but yeah, I definitely dabbled a lot in like smoking weed and other drugs, cocaine, MDMA, pills, all sorts of other stuff.
Crazy times.
Yeah.
So where did it all begin?
Well, it's a funny story actually. I mean, I started when I was about 15 or so, just going to parties, and we used to go to the beach and just have bonfires and get some tunes and just hang out, and started having a few beers. And my friend, his dad used to grow weed in his house, and so we thought it'd be a good idea to get some weed, sell it so that we could buy some beers. But nobody really wanted to buy it when they found out that my friend had mixed herbs from the kitchen in with the weed. So no one wanted to buy it. And so we ended up smoking it because we couldn't buy any beers.
And why did you tell the people you were selling it to that you put herbs in it?
We had to explain it to them. It looked weird. It was all like leafy and had like oregano and stuff like that in it.
So weird.
He thought that it would give it a bit of extra flavour.
So instead of selling it, you decided to smoke it yourself?
Yeah, we got someone to roll it up into a joint and we smoked it. That was the first joint I ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
With some kitchen herbs too.
The real herb.
Brilliant. So Rhys, what was the craziest time you had while you were on drugs?
So the craziest time on drugs was probably after a while of smoking weed. I started to take kind of harder drugs and chemicals like on the weekends.
Right.
So at festivals and parties and things like that. I one time went to Boardmasters and I took these things called Mitsubishis, which were like pills. I don't know what they had in them, like MDMA and speed and probably a load of other stuff as well. And I double dropped, so I took 2 as soon as I got into the festival, and then I crushed the rest of them up and I snorted them all. And I did all of that in one hit. And I had a great time that night. I was raving, I don't remember much of it, but I know I just pretty much danced for like 5 hours straight. And then I had just the worst come down of my life. I got home at like 5 AM and I felt like I was gonna die. And yeah, that was a pretty rough time.
So you had this crazy moment, and I'm sure there was many more, but how did all this affect you?
So at the time it felt fine, but it was slowly, gradually over time, it started to affect different things in my life. So the way it affected me was like my relationships. You know, my parents obviously started to clash with me because my lifestyle was definitely not what they hoped for.
Yeah.
And you know, I was kind of rebelling against them a lot. And then also like a lot of friends and stuff as well. It isolated me and alienated me from a lot of friends. Like, I mean, like you as well, you know? Like, I was living such a different lifestyle. Me and you didn't hang out for like a solid 2 years, really.
Yeah, right, definitely, yeah.
And it's so selfish. It's such a selfish lifestyle because I was just thinking like, oh yeah, it doesn't really matter. But I didn't really realise the wider picture of who it was affecting and not just myself. And then the effect on me as well was, you know, eventually I started to get more and more depressed, and after a while it just wasn't sustaining me enough. It just wasn't making me as happy. It just wasn't bringing as much to me. I actually went through a real bad time of depression for a little while.
Wow.
It was pretty rough.
I can imagine, man.
Yeah, it wasn't nice.
So guys, due to time, I thought I'd leave this video here and post a second part next week. But Rhys just spoke about how he started taking drugs and the impact it had on his life. And if this is something that you can relate to or something you're going through right now, I want to encourage you to talk to someone you trust, someone who you do life with, who can help you through this. So subscribe to keep up to date on next week's video. Have a good one, and I hope it's blessed you.